When I reached out to find out about our next speaker, I heard many accolades about her in return. Not only did she impress staff and students in her years at Derek Taylor, she continues to do so as a student at Charles Spencer. Currently, Truelee is the GSA president, member of Grad Council, student representative per parent council, and a member of the Interact Club. And in her spare time, she is a youth council member for the city of Grande Prairie. She is described as compassionate, caring, lovable, and genuine all-around great human being. Please welcome Ms. Truelee Love.
This is a little bit different than what I'm used to. It's kind of a switch of the tables. I'm standing on stage and I know there's like 5 or 6 of my previous teachers in the audience. Normally, when I'm up on a stage like this, I'm asked to talk about my experience in working with Youth Voice or talking about different social issues. But today I'm kind of stepping out of a comfort zone and talking about something that I never really have before. And that is my story and the people who have helped me get to where I am today. I've been really, really lucky throughout my entire life to have a lot of different mentors and people who have cared about me and pushed me to be a better person. A lot of those people in my life have been teachers. As a kid, it's not always easy to appreciate your teachers. I mean, they are the ones who assign you homework after all. And I was no different as a kid. I mean, I strongly disliked school. I was not too enthusiastic about going to class. If you asked me what my favorite subject was, I'd probably give you the cliche answer of recess. And I remember sitting in my class, waiting for that clock to hit 3:30, so I could run out the door and be gone as fast as I possibly could. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. And yet, in my grade 6 year, I had a teacher do something for me that no one else ever did, and completely changed how I viewed myself and the world around me for the next few years. I was not your average model student. I was chronically late for class. I never did my homework. I despised being there, and all around, wasn't that good of a kid. I mean, I was knobby-kneed with a long braid. I was practically an easy target to be teased, and I wouldn't call what I went through bullying, just the unfortunate circumstance of being stuck in a really small school. On top of that, I struggled in school, not just because I didn't do my homework, but because I struggled with my reading and my math and my science. To anyone on the outside looking in, I was just an average kid who would be just like her parents, probably wouldn't graduate, and end up working in trades or service industry. But throughout high school, throughout middle school, I did have one saving grace. I had my love for reading, even though I struggled with it. And I had a teacher named Mrs. Pearson. Now, Mrs. Pearson was my grade 5 through 7 teacher. And she was this tall, petite lady, your classic elementary school looking kind of person with this most beautiful smile. And when you walked into her classroom, that was the first thing you saw, no matter how old I was. And she was always the person who could see past what everyone else saw face first. When the other kids saw my awkwardness, she could see my kindness. And when other people saw a kid who was likely to fail, she still pushed me and believed in me. Late elementary school was not easy for me, but I decided to run with what Ms. Pearson saw in me and focus on my kindness and my willingness to help. Even though I wasn't a great student, I wasn't a bad kid, and I liked to help out the younger elementary students and organize our bookshelves at lunch, even though, in all honesty, that was in avoidance of the ultimatum between being my table's punching bag and sitting with the younger students. By the beginning of my grade 6 year, all of my kindness and hard work had kind of paid off. In my old school in BC, we did something called Terrific Kids, which is very similar to the Success for All here in Grande Prairie. Every month, a student is awarded the certificate, and someone comes in from the organization, shake hands, picture. It's all very lovely and cute. I, throughout my elementary school, had never won one. And I'd been there from grade 1 to grade 6. And I watched every single one of my friends walk up on the stage and receive an award while I sat there envious in the pews in front of us because I was never smart enough to get one. But that all changed when it became Miss Pearson's turn to choose a student. And to my and my parents' surprise, she chose me. She got up there and gave a speech about an unnamed winner who wasn't the best in class, but was always willing to help. By the time she got around to talking about 4-H, all of a sudden I realized she was talking about me. And my heart stopped. Because it had been a dream of mine to be able to walk up there and receive an award. As I walked past the pews and climbed to the front of the stage, I look out and see my mom crying her eyes out with happiness. Mind you, it was like the third time in my life I ever seen my mom cry. And I couldn't help but feel like it was the first time someone had believed in me. Because up until that point, I had just been, the kid who had to stay in at recess to do her extra math, or the one who was the only kid at homework club because I couldn't keep up with the other kids. And yet, Miss Pearson was able to look at me and see something beyond my inability to want to do schoolwork, or my lateness, or whatever made me a not so great student, and saw what I could be. That award also ended up meaning a lot because unknown to myself and Miss Pearson, that would be one of the hardest years of my life. That summer, my parents got divorced and we moved to Grande Prairie, Alberta. I had lived in Osoyoos, BC for 8.5 years in a tiny town with the same 3 best friends and the same tiny private school. My little bubble of what I thought my life was supposed to look like burst, all in a matter of months. We moved to Grande Prairie to be closer to my family, but these family were more like strangers because I had never met any of them before. We lived outside of Grande Prairie and I was shipped off to Derek Taylor, which was an amazing school, but I struggled to make friends. And on top of it all, my mom had sometimes had to work 2 jobs to be able to support us. Not knowing what else to do, I dove into my schoolwork, hoping that I could make something out of this, to me at the time, was a terrible scenario. In a matter of a year, I turned around from being a C average in grade 6 to an A average in grade 7. And besides my determination, I wouldn't have been able to do that if it hadn't been for the support of my teachers and Miss Pearson's voice in the back of my head telling me that she believed in me and always to remember to be kind and to be strong. That trend lasted me all throughout high school. Junior high were some of the hardest years of my life, and high school took a lot of work to keep my grades up. I've never been naturally smart. I've always had to work for it. But with the determination of the teachers around me and remembering that there's people who believed in me, I had to remind myself, I kind of owe it to them to try. My love for helping people didn't end in elementary school either. It turned into a love for volunteering and giving back to my community. Now I'm involved in several clubs at school and social activism. But to this day, after all those years, and having many other mentors, including my teacher, Mr. Marriott, who taught me more about empathy than a book ever could, and my youth counselor, Kara, who supported me through my social activism and helped me with my speaking, winning countless other awards, far more prestigious than a little Terrific Kid award. I still cried 3 times trying to write this speech for something that I won over 6 years ago. And the reason it's so important to me is it's because it was the first time a teacher really believed in me. First time anyone really believed in me. And that has helped me stay strong through everything that I've gone through. And the why this, I believe, was what I wanted to tell you. Why was this important to me? Because so many people renown me as, she's She's a wonderful student. She's a great person. She does all this volunteer work. In the very beginning, I wouldn't have even been close. I would have not been the kid that you picked out of the classroom as the one who was most likely to succeed. I probably would have been labeled most likely to drop out. But because someone stood in my corner and said, I believe in you, I'm going to support you, I was able to overcome what everyone else around me thought about me. This year I am graduating Charles Spencer High School, and I will be the first one in my family, immediate family, to graduate. I am planning on attending law school, and I will start here at GPRC. If you had asked little grade 6 me if I ever thought I'd be able to go to college, I would have told you no, because I never thought that I would be strong enough or smart enough, because I had always been the kid that was never good at anything. But because Miss Pearson saw past what I was on the outside and saw, I have a kind heart and that you love to help people, focus on that and you'll be able to succeed. I know a lot of people in this room are teachers or youth organizers or in some way parents work with youth. And one of the things that I want to leave in this room and in anywhere I speak is the message that not everyone is what they seem, and that who you are is not always who people think you are. I have 3 very little people that are very important to me right now. I have a 2-year-old niece, a 3-year-old sister, and a 2-month-old baby brother. And they are going to grow up in a world that is going to be harsh. They are going to grow up in a world that is going to tell them what they can and cannot be based on what people think they are, or previous stereotypes that they are born with. And all I hope is that one day they have a Miss Pearson in their lives, even if it has to be me, to remind them that no matter what, someone believes in you, someone has faith in you, and that no matter what everyone else believes about you, you can be something beyond. If it wasn't for the relationships that I had as a child, I wouldn't be who I am today. I could stand here and list all the people who have changed my life, but I would take too long. And today, I just want to remind people that, despite all of the wonderful things that were just said about me, I very could have easily been a kid who was left behind.